What is Paul saying? What are some of the things that governs his life as a Christian? First of all, in verse 13, it's God. A love for God. A Godward mindset that what he does, he truly longs to do it for God. And when he doesn't do it for God, it hurts him. It breaks his heart. He repents. Why does Paul live the life he lives? He does it for God. Now let me ask you a question. The life that you live, the lifestyle in which you walk, is it for God? And don't play with me. Is it really for God? Don't just say the words. Is it really for God? If we were to open up the heart chamber that holds the motivation, would we see that you really are doing what you do for God? Or is it all about you in God's name? I'm trying to hurt you, make no mistake about it, but in order to help you, I'm trying to hurt you. Think, discern, examine. Are you Christian? Are you? Don't throw up that blockade in your heart. Oh, that the Spirit of God would tear it down. Don't reason yourself away from salvation, that God would illumine your mind. Some of you do not know God, and God does not know you. Now surrender, repent, believe the gospel, turn away from your wickedness and your worldliness and your playing church. I was born in the woods, and some people say that's exactly where I should have stayed. I'm not very proper. I don't know which forks to use. I'm not a very cultured person. I don't care about looking nice or in style. A lot of times when forums open up and people want to ask me questions, there's always a few young men, whether it's on the internet or whatever, who try to really get me, I guess. And they'll say things like this: why don't the guy just loosen up? Why don't the guy just, why is he always just always so intense? What's his deal? Why don't he just, take some tea and take a hot bath or something? Do you know why? Because I am looking right now at a group of people, some of which will one day be transformed in heaven to be so glorious that if I saw them right now in their glorified state, like the prophet Daniel, like the prophet John, I might even have a tendency to try to fall down before their feet and worship. That's how glorious they'll be. And there are some of you that are sitting here today that throughout all eternity will be twisted, the most horrifying, immoral monsters that could ever be conceived by the mind of a man. Do you want to know why I'm intense? Because some of you will spend an eternity in heaven, and some of you in this very room will spend an eternity in hell. Now tell me how I ought to think and act. You see, it really is costly, and it really affects you when you believe this stuff. I can't come in here and give you a little sermonette and have everyone walk out and say, Paul's a real nice guy. And if you have not ears to hear, do not blame it on the sovereignty of God. It is your own fault. Listen. Examine yourself. Examine your ways. Do you know Christ? And does Christ know you? Does he? Some of you are going out to minister. All of you are going out to minister. Some of you will go out and you will minister life because you have life. Some of you, death, because that's all you have. Some of you are genuine Christians and you're rather timid in your heart, and so you're afraid about going out and witnessing. I understand that. You're afraid about going out and minister. Every time I get ready to stand up in the street and preach, I want you to know something. I'm afraid. I understand that, but some of you just do not care. Because you do not know him. Because you do not carry that precious treasure inside your heart. just as you know what kind of men we proved to be among you for your sake. You also became imitators of us and of the Lord. Who are you imitating? Now, I know I'm going to sound like some dinosaur from the past, some moral relic from the 50s with a flat top haircut. But who are you imitating? Give me your iPhone. Give me your iPad. Give me your computer. Let me see what you're watching. Let me follow you around. And I find that some of you are imitating the world and the stars of this world and the fashions of this world and everything about this world because you love the world, because you are of the world. Who are you imitating? It is getting such a heartbreaking thing for me to see. Even among these new Reformed guys and these new young guys with all their good theology, they're grabbing a hold of their good theology, but it's not making its way down to anything. It's not changing the way they talk. It's not changing their masculinity. It's not changing femininity on the other side. It's not changing clothing. It's not changing speech. It's not changing media. It's not changing anything. So don't talk to me about all your good theology. Leonard Ravenhill used to say, everybody wants a new definition of Christianity. What we need is an old demonstration of Christianity. Who are you imitating? I don't care if you quote John Calvin if you look like the world. I don't care if you carry a John MacArthur Study Bible if you look like the world. Who are you imitating? Even some of you Christians need to hear this. Stop trying to look like a cleaner version of the ungodliness that surrounds you. We're not relevant because we're completely different. As I say, a $50 haircut, cool glasses, skinny jeans, and a tattoo does not a prophet make. But a man and a woman renewed in their mind by the power of God, the power of God's Word.